incredible. Hello, Emily's List. First of all, thank you. Thank you to LaFonza, to Emily's List, and most importantly, thank you to everyone who is here tonight to stand up for women. Listen, 6 years ago, I was running for the Senate for the first time, campaigning all across Nevada. At that point, there had never been a woman elected to the Senate from my home state. And there had never been a Latina elected to the United States Senate. But thanks to the support from Emily's List and so many of our allies back home, we changed that. We changed that. And think about this, 2 generations. 2 generations. That's the connection between a baker from Chihuahua, Mexico, and the first Latina ever elected to the United States Senate. We made history together. But you know what? Now we have to do it again. Because for women, there has truly never been an election as important as this one. As we all know, for 50 years, women in America have been able to control their own destinies thanks to Roe versus Wade. But because Donald Trump and Mitch McConnell stacked the courts with far-right judges, we are facing a future without the right to choose. Just last night, we learned that the conservative majority on the Supreme Court is planning to overturn Roe versus Wade. Now, in his draft opinion, Justice Alito wrote, "It is time to heed the Constitution and return the issue of abortion to the people's elected representatives." That means that Ted Cruz gets to decide what kind of health care women will receive in this country. That is outrageous. Government officials all over the country, many of whom don't know how women's bodies even work, are going to be telling us when we can see a doctor and when we can't. So make no mistake, this is about controlling women. Politicians, not doctors, will decide whether a woman's life is in danger during her pregnancy. Now, in Nevada, people believe that women should be able to make their own health care decisions. The right to choose is so popular in Nevada that in 1990, more than 30 years ago, Nevada codified Roe versus Wade through an initiative petition. And nearly 2/3 of Nevadans voted to protect a woman's right to choose. Yep. Go ahead. And it's still popular back home today, including among Republicans. Now, because we defended choice in Nevada, my state has become a haven for women from other places seeking care. I recently heard about a woman who flew 1,400 miles to Las Vegas from Texas to get access to an abortion. Because as we know, it's virtually impossible to get reproductive care in Texas. Her flight to Nevada and her hotel room were paid for by an advocacy group. But when she got to her hotel, they asked her for a security deposit that she simply could not afford. So instead of sleeping before her procedure the next day, she stayed up all night listening to the sounds of slot machines in a casino. I am here to tell you, and I think we all agree, women should not face these kinds of hurdles just to access reproductive care. There are too many stories like this and many more. But we know this, if Republicans take over in the state of Nevada, there is no doubt in my mind that they will undermine the protections that we voted for in 1990. There are far-right candidates running for office in Nevada right now who have promised to enact abortion bans in our state. My opponent for the U.S. Senate, Adam Laxalt, said during his last campaign, He said during his last campaign that he was look into overturning the Nevada law protecting a woman's right to choose. And today, he called the Supreme Court's draft decision to overturn Roe versus Wade a historic victory. We see this across the country. Far-right politicians are working to restrict all family planning services, denying a whole generation of women the freedom to plan for their future. And the anti-choice movement is just getting started. If Republicans defeat me, they will take back the U.S. Senate, where my opponent would be an automatic vote for legislation punishing women for seeking an abortion. That is what's coming. We cannot let that happen. And if we work together, we won't let it happen. Look around. This room is filled with strong, intelligent, powerful women. We are going to keep up that fight. We are going to continue to elect pro-choice women. And we are not going to let them take us backward or treat us like second-class citizens. Because these are our lives, and we must be able to make these decisions for ourselves. So we are going to make sure that every woman across this country has the ability to stand up and make these decisions for their own future and for their own freedoms, because that's what this country is about. Thank you, Emily's List. Thank you for being in this fight with me, and I couldn't do this without you. Thank you, and have a wonderful evening.